Welcome to the Stop Italian Sounding podcast, uncovering authentic Italian food. I'm your host, Robert Campana, and join me as we delve into the rich heritage of genuine Italian food, exploring its legends, history, and traditions. Through important tips and insightful interviews with industry professionals, you'll gain a deeper understanding of authentic Italian food. Have you ever been duped? That is the million-dollar question for today's show as we talk about Italian sounding versus real Italian products. Last episode, we discussed the meaning of Italian sounding and what exactly it means. We're talking about the marketing phenomenon where a product, let's just say, has a packaging that induces a consumer into erroneously associating the local product with the Italian one through the use of words, colors, images, and geographical references. That product has little to no Italian elements in it at all, and that's why it's called Italian sounding. So anyway, have you ever been duped? Today I'm going to discuss the easiest way to understand if a product, of course, is Italian or Italian sounding. We're going to talk a little bit about the value of Italian sounding products around the world, not just here in the United States, and then the differences between a few things that you may see on different packaging when you buy certain Italian, quote unquote, Italian products in the supermarket. Anyway, if we start with the value of these imitated products around the world. So it would not be fair of me to say that Italian sounding products are only produced here in the United States, because that would be untrue. We're talking about phenomenon that exists around the world for various reasons, of course. And the value of these products reaches about 120 billion euros. That's over 120 billion US dollars. And that figure comes from Coldiretti, which is the largest Italian agricultural association. It's also the largest in all of Europe as well. And that equates to about 60% of products outside of Italy that have these elements of Italianness that are actually imitations. So the question is, have you ever been duped? Nobody likes to be duped, of course. When you go to the supermarket, you want to get in and out. You want to get products that you want, of course. And I'm not here to say, buy only Italian or buy only this or buy only that. You buy what you want, but I am here to try and make things as transparent as possible. And that is why, of course, I have my social media pages and I have this podcast. So we discussed the value of Italian sounding products and the fact that when you go to a supermarket, 60% are, of course, imitated. And I could think of last time I was there, because when I go to the supermarket, I like to look at the cheese section. For some reason, I there's a supermarket near where I live that has a fantastic cheese selection. So I like to browse not just Italian cheeses, but other cheeses as well, French in particular. But I like to read the fine print to see where things come from, so on and so forth. Cheeses, I like to look at olive oil and so many different things. And I happened to actually pick up a bottle of olive oil just to, read, see where it comes from and its acidity level and all that fun stuff. And I notice in big gold letters the words "imported from Italy." Sounds nice, imported from Italy, big gold letters. And I just want to discuss what that actually means, because a lot of times we pick up not just olive oil, could be even cured meats, it could be pasta, could be sauces, could be even beverages such as wine, let's just say, could be many different things. What does that even mean, imported from Italy? Well, it means what it says. It came from Italy to another market. That's it. There's no guarantee that that product is Italian. There's no guarantee that that product was made by an Italian company or by specific know-how, or is even traditionally Italian according to its centuries old, let's just say, history and tradition. It literally means that a product was sent from point A to point B. That's it. Another thing that you could see when purchasing products are the words "packed in Italy." Very similar to imported from Italy, because it has nothing to do with its actual raw material. Instead, it literally just means that a product was packed there. It was put in a package there. And sometimes companies like to put that in big bold letter in the front, so in the front of the package, so it's the first thing that hits you, because of course Italy tends to have a very good reputation when it comes to food and beverage. So that helps to sell, of course. The next thing that you could possibly see on a package are the words made in Italy. Made in Italy is a very interesting topic. Most people don't know this. It literally means that the raw materials were put together in Italy. A product was created, and then that product was shipped to its market or markets. It could mean that those raw materials are Italian, but could also mean that there's a percentage of the raw materials that are not sourced in Italy. So therefore would not be product of Italy. Product of Italy is the, let's just say, pinnacle of what an Italian product is. Product of Italy literally means that the raw materials of that food and beverage product were sourced in Italy and are 100% Italian. So product of Italy are the three words that you want to see if, of course, you're looking for an Italian product. If you're looking for an Italian selling product, that's great as well. That's good for you. But again, I'm here, of course, to discuss um, how to find the real deal. That's my job. That's what I talk about. So product of Italy, of course, are the three words, the three magic words to find the Italian product. There is, however, a gray area that I should talk about that people often message me about. And the gray area is this. What about multinational Italian companies that produce outside of Italy using local raw materials? What happens in that scenario? I don't want to name specific companies that do that, but there are many of them. I'm sure you could think of products that are like actual Italian brands that produce in North America, for example, using North American raw materials. And I always go to one key point that if it is indeed an Italian brand, that means that they are most likely still using their know-how that they would use back in Italy. And again, that's kind of the tip of the iceberg answer. Um, and one could make the argument that they're not fully Italian, or that they're a little Italian sounding. So therefore, they may want to get something else, and that's of course their final decision. But when it comes to multinational companies, and not just in the food and beverage industry, but in any industry, that's what happens. They vertically relocate for different reasons, such as cost of production, or let's just say to cater to the local need. They do this. They do this, of course, for various reasons, and of course to expand if they have the the appropriate capital. So I challenge you the next time you go shopping to take a look at the packaging, pick it up and look at the fine print on the back. Again, going back to my personal story, and I always go back to the olive oil because this is the biggest, one of the most imitated items out there. You look at, I don't know, it says packed in Italy or imported from Italy. And then you look at the fine print, it says product of multiple different countries. And it's in like barely gray lettering, very, very small and hard to read. Um, yeah, they do that for a reason. They're not lying because it is written there, but they know the eye is going to go elsewhere. So again, I challenge you next time you go to the supermarket to look at the fine print and to see exactly what you are buying, because you may be surprised. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the stories of authentic Italian cuisine. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more insights and interviews. Also, feel free to reach out with your thoughts or questions on our social media channels at Stop Italian Sounding or on our website stopitasounding.com. Grazie a tutti e alla prossima.